If I made a video addressing every time anyone said anything bad about me, I would be posting all day long, every single day, as would every other content creator. That's what the whole For You page would be filled with. But I think we can all agree that this has gotten a little bit big and a little bit much. So now here I am. And I'm never doing this again. I don't address stuff like this, but it has gotten very big. And the reason why I've taken so long to reply is not because I have a PR team and this and that and whatnot. I'm by myself. There's no one, there's no script, there's nothing. I'm just talking to the camera. The reason why I've taken so long is because this all took me by surprise, and it was a very big shock to me because somebody that I thought was my friend and that I was close with really hurt me. And 2 months ago, she was asking me to go to Fiji with her on a girls' trip. And last year, when my dad was apparently homeless and that was going everywhere crazy on TikTok, she was the one helping me through it, sending me voice messages telling me, don't listen to the people online, they're dumb, everyone is stupid, tell Papa it's going to be okay, I hope Papa's okay, don't tell him not to listen. She was helping me. So now this has all come as a very, very big shock and surprise because I thought we were friends. But I'm going to address the things regarding me. So the first thing I want to address is that apparently in 2021, a fan came up to me and we hugged. And after she walked away, I said, oh my God, she was so fat and sweaty. Now, I do not call my fans fat. That is not who I am. That is not what I stand for. That's not what I've ever stood for. But you guys know me, surely. That is not what I stand for. Sweaty, however, I may have called her sweaty because when somebody is wet and they touch you and then they leave, and when you're with your best friend and you are now wet because of them, you may say, I am now wet. Again, this was 4 years ago, but that may have happened. And I also know that people would have hugged me, walked away and said, Anna Paul was sweaty. That does not make them a bad person. That is just them pointing out that after 2 people touch, they are now sweaty or wet. For example, actually, during meet and greets, I hug thousands of people. My go-to thing when I meet a fan is I always go in for a hug. So I hug thousands of people, so my shoulders go into thousands of armpits. And afterwards, my shoulders smell like sweat. And if I'm like, hey, does anyone have a wet wipe? Both my shoulders really smell like sweat. That is just a human thing. And of course, you can twist it and make it sound bad in a video, but yeah. The second one is that I lie about growing up broke. Now, I do not lie about the fact that I grew up broke. When I say I grew up broke, that is my experience. That is how I felt. When I can hear my parents talking in the kitchen that the budget for the groceries that week is $30, it makes me feel broke. When we can't afford school uniforms, it makes me feel broke. When I'm 11, when I'm 10, and all my friends can afford something and my parents can't, it makes me feel broke. When they say, oh, I don't know how we're going to afford rent next week, that makes me scared and makes me feel broke. That does not mean that I was the most broke person on earth. There are definitely people in way worse situations than me, but that does not mean that I'm lying about the fact that I felt broke during those times. And of course, because the internet is going crazy, they are pulling up photos of, this was Anna's childhood home, showing photos that I grew up in when I was already an adult that I couldn't even imagine even going into when I was like 7 years old. Or this was Anna's first car, not my first car, not my childhood car. I didn't even have social media when I was like 7. Like Instagram didn't even exist back then. It was like 2006, 2007. Those photos wouldn't even be on the internet. But okay, this is another one. I'm going to explain some photos on my Instagram, because even though I have addressed these hundreds of times over the years, and they're all still on there, you can see them all, they're all there, but I've addressed this a lot of times, so I'm going to address 1 or 2 just to show you social media is fake. It is not real. Instagram, it's all fake, and it can be faked. So this is just a perfect example of that. There's a photo of me sitting in first class when I was like 13 years old. Please don't quote me. Maybe I was 12, maybe I was 11, maybe I was 14. I don't know, but I'm just going to say 13. And I posted that on Instagram. And people are saying, look, this is her in first class when she's 13. She's a liar. She was always rich. Now, what you don't know about that photo is that that was a flight that my uncle paid for, and it was an economy flight because my whole family lives in Germany and we were in Australia. So my uncle wanted my brother and I to go see our grandparents. So he bought us 2 economy tickets, and during the flight, my brother threw up all over me everywhere. Everything was wet and hot. Everything was dirty. So the flight attendants take care of unaccompanied minors, and they said to us, guys, come to the front of the plane while I clean this up. It's the last 20 minutes anyway. So for the last 20 minutes of the flight, we were sitting in first class. And of course I posted on Instagram. I'm 12 and that's cool. And now people are using that like, liar. No, social media is fake and it can all be explained. And I have before. Or another one is, I'm wearing like a Gucci watch. My dad's job growing up was buying and selling antiques. So he would constantly go to garage sales or markets and stuff like that and then sell them on eBay afterwards. So there's a photo of a watch that he bought at a garage sale for $2, and it's a Gucci watch. And I posted that. Papa, can I post on Instagram? Of course I'm posting that. That's cool and that's a flex, but that is not real. You cannot determine things from photos. It is crazy, and that is just those are just a couple of examples. But yeah, me aside in this whole situation, okay, me aside, the bullying that has bested and grown from this because it's a trend is dangerous and not okay. And bullying like this kills people. It kills people. You might think it's funny to set up your phone and think, oh, what's trending right now? I know. I'll say I met Anna Paul once and say something bad. That'll get views. Your views aren't worth someone's life, I'm telling you. Or setting up the camera and laughing with all your friends about what my body looks like and then posting it. That is not worth the views. Someone's life are not worth those views, I'm telling you. And another one that what is it? I'm a manipulative liar because I called pasta noodles or something like that. Like, insanity. I think we can all agree it's gotten very, very insane, where it's just insane. Now, thankfully, I am fortunate enough to have a very strong support system and a very strong just support system. See, I'm not editing this, so if I like mess up my words, I'm just leaving it in. But my DMs have kept me through this and kept me going. They are so incredibly sweet. But what I can't imagine is going through something like this alone. There are children that go through this kind of stuff, this kind of bullying alone. And for that, I cannot even imagine how they even survive that, to be honest. And because of that, I'm going to leave a number down below. If you're alone and you ever need someone to talk to or need something, please call that number and do not hesitate. Because it can happen to anyone. So I'm just sending my love out there to anyone that has gone through this, or people that will go through this, or parents of children everything. Now, I am fortunate enough to have a team and like a support system of friends who have called me and stuff like that. But like I said, not everybody is. This is not behavior that we can encourage and engage in. If you feel the need to make a hateful, negative video, lock your phone before you do that. I promise you, someone's life is not worth the views. People die of this every day. And in saying that, I do not want a single nasty or mean comment in my defense. Even if it is pushing me up but being mean to someone else, you do not comment anything hateful or DM anybody anything hateful, even if it's in my defense. Please, that can kill someone. It's all internet fun until someone dies. I'm not joking. It is dangerous. So do not send any hate, not even on my behalf or anything. I do not stand behind your comment. And if you do that, I do not stand behind you, okay? That's so serious. It's people's lives. Anyways, this is not what my account is about, ever. I mind my business. I stay in my peace. I post my nice videos, and that's all I do, and that's all I will ever do, and that's all my account will ever be about. But it all got very big, so here I am. But yeah, I love you so much. Be nice, be kind, and if you feel the need to be mean, lock your phone and go outside. I promise you, you'll have a nicer day and feel nicer afterwards. So yeah, I love you all so, so, so much. Thank you so much for the nice messages. I've seen them all and they've kept me going, and let's just encourage kindness, because the world needs more of it. It needs way more of it. So yeah, I love you, and my account will always be a positive, safe space. It always has been and it always will be. So yeah.